I've been leaving messages, or comments and stuff, and different places again, a lot of feedback for my thoughts on Slipknot and everything like that. And and this is why I'm so proud to be a Green Day fan. Like they're my number one band. They have always been my number one band, and they've been a band. They were the first band to be freaking initiated, to be eligible for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, to get in that same damn year. Like that's how powerful Green Day is. So all the people that want to be like, and they're still freaking cutting edge. Oh, it's pop punk, blah, 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 blah. Whatever, man. It's probably some of the most authentic shit you hear. And the thing is they recruited some backup people and such, and the backup people, they realized that they're backup people. They've never been a part of Green Day. They're part of Green Day when they tour and everything, maybe part of the albums and such, and they get their due process, which is the big difference between what Slipknot is, allegedly stating at this point in time. Like freaking, oh well, Chris was nothing more than a hired gun. Well, who else is a hired gun? Obviously, Jay Weinberg is. Well, maybe he's, actually taking, because he might be taking the place of Joey, all the way. So he might actually be on the, start getting on the bill, on the pay stub. The thing is, look at what Ghost did. They had the name of schools and everything like that, right? And apparently there was, some controversy there. Well, Tobias won that situation because apparently, it was already stated, these people were not, active participants in Ghost. Ghost is kind of like a legend band. Very, very fucking cool stuff. Excuse me. And whatnot. But, that just goes with, what I'm saying about, apparently it happened to Mushroom Head, too. I don't know the whole story on them. I never really got down on them. But, and like that's, I'm watching Spit It Out official video. Like that's '90s shit, right? And from what we all knew, because no one else disclosed it, and if it was like that, that much of a thing, they Slipknot should have put it out there. It's just like Bon Jovi and whatnot. He has different people filling it. Look at freaking Guns N' Roses. Buckethead filled in for him and whatnot. For a tour or whatever else. He didn't get rights. Maybe for things that he actually, contributed to or whatever else. And maybe that's the gray line. Is, the contributions that Chris made. And I think that's what's being argued as contributions. Okay, so if Sean Crahan is performing, is recording both sets of freaking percussions, and Chris was never in percussions, other than touring, to be backup for Sean, I think that would have been more obvious to Chris and whatnot. But, from my understanding, even early on, Chris was talking about how the band basically, just pushed him aside, the entire time anyways. And, kind of bullied him. And so it almost seems like he was, bullied into accepting this contract. And I know it seems pretty freaking lame for a grown-ass man to be bullied or whatever else. But, it's very easy to be bullied by people we are supposed to trust. I know from experience. Why do you think I'm alone? They weren't helping me get anywhere. I was helping them get somewhere. And I'm not saying that's the same thing for Chris, but the thing is, I'm not saying that he was an anchor either, you know, or a sandbag. When it comes down to I'm proud to be a Green Day fan. Because, oh, they sold out. They went mainstream. Again, they're still putting out some of the most edgy stuff. You know, more edgier stuff than freaking a lot of people when they're making mainstream. You know, you actually hear them on the radio, you see them on TV. Not many bands from the 90s made it. Red Hot Chili Peppers, Foo Fighters, all from the same generation. Who else? I mean, like, really. Green Day made it through the 90s. They made it through 2000. They made it through the 2010s, and they're making it to 2020. That's why they're in the Hall of Fame. Foo Fighters. Green Day got into the Hall of Fame before the Foo Fighters. I mean, Green Day was on freaking the last episode of Seinfeld, for freak's sake. You know, you hear Time of Your Life all the damn time. You know, excuse me. So, you know, they even beat Red Hot Chili Peppers into the Hall of Fame. Or they did it better. Maybe I'm wrong about a couple of these things. Either way, Green Day did it better. But I'm trying to think of, I mean, Stone Temple Pilots, they're gone. Alice in Chains, don't hear from them. Metallica. I mean, you don't really hear much from Metallica these days. I mean, other than James Hetfield being in a Netflix movie about Jeffrey Dahmer, is it? Who else? I mean, Tool's coming back and stuff, and they kind of, you know, have that underground pop thing too. Offspring's gone. I mean, the Punk Wars, Green Day versus Offspring, Hit Parader, Circus magazines and stuff. Remember that? Freaking, it was like the summer they were just dueling it out, and it was just like, oh my god. Yeah. Korn, you don't hear much from them. Limp Bizkit, I mean, they're still touring and stuff, but you don't hear much from them. I mean, Korn you hear a little bit more from. Rammstein's coming out with a new album. Garbage, and that they came out with something a couple years ago, but I haven't heard much from them. I mean, Kelly Clarkson, still hear from her. I love Kelly. Michelle Branch, I miss her. I love her so much. Vanessa Carlton. Excuse me. Don't hear much from No Doubt. I mean, anything. I mean, Gwen went off and did her thing, and you know, and yeah, whatever. No Doubt's gone. Not many bands made it through the 90s. Like, who am I missing here? I know I'm missing a really big one. Like, a really big couple and whatnot. I mean, Snoop Dogg's not even really putting out things anymore. He does cameos and stuff. He's not making music or whatever else. So, in the comments, what bands did I forget? And like, you know, just kind of, I know I went on a tangent and stuff, but yeah, what bands did I forget? And yeah, take care, be safe, be kind, stay strong. Hang loose, y'all.